was a kid, I loved to play dominoes. It was always so much fun. Even though I didn't really ever know what these dominoes really meant, all these little dots, never really understood that aspect of the game. But what I would love to do is I'd love to take these and just build patterns with them. And I could sit there for hours and just build pattern after pattern after pattern. Whether it was a spiral or the long T going either way, it's just so much fun just to put them down and to build one after another. Typically what would happen is at some point while I was building this pattern, I would accidentally do something wrong and they'd all fall over and I have to start over again. Dominoes are a lot like our life. We think that we can just build this perfect life. We think that if we just decide what the right pattern is and we start running after it, we put in place one right after another, that everything will just work out perfect. We'll have all the satisfaction, all the joy, all the peace we could ever imagine. But what always seems to happen is at some point we slip up or we mess up and they all come toppling down. What happens to so many of us is we think that if we can just build this pattern, that our life will just turn out amazing. And so what we think is, man, is if I can just get this education and I can just build my life around this education, then I'll finally gain the acceptance that I was always looking for from my parents. Or we think to ourselves, man, if I can just get this career, man, if I can just build this pattern of a career, then I'll eventually climb the corporate ladder and my life will be everything that I always dreamed it would be. And so we build. Then we think, you know what, if I can just find this perfect relationship, this guy or this girl, to find that spouse, that perfect somebody, they'll bring the fulfillment that I've always been looking for. And so we go and we start dating, and we're looking for that perfect someone who will just fit the right pattern for us, and we build our life around it, thinking that that relationship is going to bring value to our life. Or we go about and we think that if we can just get the financial security that we've been looking for, man, if I can just build a nest egg, then I'll never have to worry about anything. And so we work and we work and we work, thinking that eventually we're going to find freedom because of that. And the funny thing about these patterns that we try to build in our life is they always come to an ending. Something always happens that causes that pattern to fail. It might be a failed relationship causes one just to topple down. Or it could be a bad investment that ruins your nest egg. Or it could be you find that you're climbing the corporate ladder only to find out that it's up against the wrong building. And you think, all these years I've worked and they let me go. And we think that these patterns in life, these dominoes that we're building, are going to bring something. Going to bring fulfillment. Going to bring purpose. And what they end up bringing is a lot of hurt, it's a lot of pain, and more than anything, a lot of disappointment. You know, for so many of us, we have so many plans, we have so many ideas, we have so many patterns that we're trying to build on our own. In fact, the Bible talks about this very thing in Proverbs 19:21. It says, many are the plans in a man's heart. That means you and I, we've got all kinds of ideas of what we think the pattern of our life should look like. And we try to build those things. But for the majority of us, they end in disappointment, heartache, and a lot of pain. But here's the good news. Right after that, it says that God has got an incredible plan for each and every one of our lives. He has got a purpose. And it doesn't have to end in pain. It doesn't have to end in disappointment. It doesn't have to end in frustration. In fact, it ends so much better than that. His purpose and His plan is incredible for you. In fact, in the very next verse, it says that His plan is all about this unfailing love that you and I can experience. And today, God wants you to experience His unfailing love.